In a tranquil village nestled between rolling hills and fields ablaze with wildflowers, there lived an elderly woman named Eliza. Her days had unfolded like seasons, each one spent nurturing a garden that was the heartbeat of the hamlet. Roses spilled over trellises in fiery reds. Lavender perfumed the air, and rows of vegetables gleamed like jewels under the sun. Yet, beneath her gentle smile, Eliza carried a quiet ache. She envied the explorers who conquered distant lands and the poets whose words danced across the ages. Believing her life, a tapestry of soil and blossoms, paled in comparison. One golden afternoon, as Eliza pruned her roses, a shadow flickered at the garden's edge. It was Samuel, a boy with tousled hair and eyes like polished amber, peering over the wooden fence. "Hello, Mrs. Eliza," he called, his voice a spark of light. She smiled warmly and beckoned him closer. "Would you like to help me today?" Samuel vaulted over the fence with the eagerness of youth, and together they worked, hands in the earth, pulling weeds, planting seeds. As the sun dipped lower, Eliza shared tales of her life, the thrill of a seedling's first sprout, the pride of a bountiful harvest, the comfort of feeding her neighbors through lean winters. When the day's work was done, Samuel sat back, dirt-streaked and beaming. "Mrs. Eliza, your garden's like magic," he said, his words pure and unguarded. "It makes the village alive, beautiful and full." Eliza's heart fluttered at the praise, but a sigh escaped her lips. "Thank you, Samuel, but I wonder if it's enough. Others live such grand lives." Samuel tilted his head, thoughtful, then leapt up. "Come with me," he urged, tugging her hand. With a reluctant smile, she followed, her worn boots tracing a path through the village she'd always known. Their walk became a pilgrimage of voices. At the first house, a mother emerged, her face soft with memory. "Your herbs mended my daughter's fever when all seemed lost," she said. At the next, an old man with trembling hands clasped Eliza's. "After my rose passed, your flowers kept me from fading too." A young couple, eyes bright with gratitude, spoke of her vegetables sustaining them through a bitter frost. With each story, Eliza's chest tightened, not with envy now, but with a dawning awe. Samuel led her onward, his small hand tethered to a truth she'd never seen. At last, they reached the village square, where a crowd awaited under the twilight sky. A stunning tapestry unfurled before Eliza, flowers woven into wreaths, herbs bundled in fragrant clusters, vegetables stacked like offerings to a quiet deity. "This is for you," Samuel said, his voice steady. "You've woven us together, Mrs. Eliza. Your garden isn't just plants, it's our lives." Tears brimmed in her eyes as the villagers stepped forward, their voices a chorus of thanks. In their faces, she saw not pity, but love, a mirror reflecting a legacy she'd never dared to claim. From that night on, Eliza's world shifted. She returned to her garden with a fire rekindled, each petal and root now a thread in a greater story. She no longer envied the far-off heroes. She'd become one in her own quiet way. The village thrived around her, and her blooms became a legend whispered on the wind, a reminder that greatness isn't measured in miles or marvels, but in the lives touched by a single, steady hand. Eliza lived her days in peace, her heart full, knowing she'd sown a legacy more enduring than stone.